Good afternoon, Ukraine is on the line. My name is Henry Keane, and yes, we are UATV English. What we do here is we're debunking Russian propaganda by means of Ukrainian truth for all our global sake. Please join us and help Ukraine by watching this very episode. Comment and subscribe to our channel. Welcome to the News Bills. See in this very episode, powerful blow to Putin's image, drone attack on Moscow. Russian kamikaze teams being blown away by Ukrainian armed forces. A British bomb specialist killed in Ukraine. On the eve of the so-called victory parade, a beloved Putin's militarized party thrown to show unimaginable might of Mother Russia and Putin's absolute control over the recent massive Ukrainian drone attack on Moscow is not so much a military but a political message to the dictator, a major blow to the Kremlin's reputation in the eyes of its allies. According not even to Ukrainian media but Russian military bloggers, as much as 524 drones and UAVs attacked Russia over last night, which is an absolute record and music to my ears, by the way. While solely military targets were targeted, the carpet plan was introduced in airports all over Russian regions and planes stood in queues in dozens. Russian transportation system choked. The fact that Russians can't guarantee security in their own capital during Putin's pompous parade undermines the image of invincibility that Putin tries to project so hard. And trying to scrap what's left of his flaking Tsaric image, Putin ordered to muffle a cellular network connection in Moscow. Large-scale mobile internet shutdowns have already begun by now there, with more expected tomorrow on May 9th. The Russian authorities are trying to hide evidence of drone attacks and prevent real-time targeting. No mobile connection and no internet completely these days in Moscow. Can you believe that? Banks even have massively sent push messages to the clients informing them about the halt in service while the internet and cell phone connections are off. Well, Putin always praised Soviet times. So welcome back to the USSR, to the age of queues and payphones booths.
And it is absolutely true that the Russian sky, the aggressor's sky, is also restless today. Our proposal to stop the strikes, to cease fire for at least 30 days, remains in force. We are not withdrawing this proposal, which may give diplomacy a chance. But it is from Russia that the world sees no response. No response other than new strikes. Volodymyr Zelensky, President of Ukraine.
On the backdrop of that return to the glorious Soviet past, the collapse in Russian airport operations continues indeed. The airspace is closed completely to make way to Ukrainian drones, probably. So sweet of Russians, is it not? Some passengers have been waiting for their flights for more than 30 hours. Flight schedules remain disrupted. According to passengers, they were offered no food or water during all this time. All good, Russians always were bragging they can repeat World War II, right? So a nation as brave and as mighty as they say, it can surely withstand such a minor inconvenience. Some 40 hours in a queue, peanuts for mighty Russians. And the Victory Day parade preparations continues. Alexander Vučić, president of Serbia, has arrived in Moscow, despite being in a bad physical condition, according to Serbian doctors, that he was suffering just a couple of days before. Guess who is going to pay for Vučić's anti-Serbian and pro-Russian stance, and with what? That's right, Serbian people, with Serbia's EU integration that is at stake.
I am proud of the anti-fascist struggle of the Serbian people as a whole and the citizens of Serbia, and we should never forget that, and we should never allow the revision of that history. We also have a lot of interest in Russia, a lot of what we have to do for the citizens of Serbia. And I want, first of all, knowing that in Serbia, if I didn't come, they would say that I betrayed Serbia. When I come, they will say that we have left the European path. And none of that is true. But to the people who have always shown love, who are faithful to their homeland, and who show respect for my work, I want to say a big thank you.
Robert Fico, another leader of a European country that seems to be friendly to Putin and his regime more than to his people, has accused Estonia of disrupting his visit to the Red Square by not allowing his jet into Estonian airspace to fly to Moscow.
It's extremely disruptive to our whole program. It's complicating things because we are no longer able to make the agreed scheduled times tomorrow evening, May 8th, in Moscow. Of course, this is a deliberate attempt to thwart my visit to Moscow on the occasion of the official celebrations of the 80th anniversary of the end of the Second World War. Robert Fico, Prime Minister of Slovakia. State media agency TASR quotes,
"Oh, come on. You don't get to visit an ICC-indicted Russian thug and then complain of obstacles that democratic countries allegedly create on your way for you. Looks like a loser's travel review in the wake of Victory Day. Well, next time, try North Korea maybe. See what happens." The occupiers tried to race again, but didn't expect the FPV hunters from the 71st Jaeger Brigade to join the track. Drones caught them on the move and turned the ride into a fiery finish. Watch true precision in action. President Zelensky knows he can count on me and on the Federal Republic. That's what Germany's newly elected Chancellor Friedrich Merz said during a broadcast on the ZDF channel. The Chancellor noted that Germany is shifting from passive to active diplomacy after a period of inactivity caused by the transition phase. Merz's position has not changed since taking office. He had previously stated he was willing to approve the delivery of long-range Taurus cruise missiles to Ukraine, albeit under certain conditions. Not only did Merz express readiness to supply the missiles, but he also suggested that Ukraine could use them to strike the Crimean Bridge. Merz also arrived in Warsaw on a working visit. Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk asked the new German Chancellor to help defend the airport in Rzeszów, which serves as a key logistics hub where partners deliver military aid to Ukraine. Tusk made his statement during a joint press conference with Friedrich Merz in Warsaw, according to a reporter from Ukraine's 24 channel.
I propose to the Chancellor that the German side reconsider extending the deployment of German Patriot systems in Rzeszów until the end of the year. I understand it's difficult to expect an answer within an hour, but I thank you for your full understanding. Donald Tusk, Prime Minister of Poland, at the press conference. We have talked, and will continue to talk, of course, after this press conference, about issues that are not easy. This is, of course, Ukraine. We have identical views. We will support Ukraine in its struggle for independence and territorial integrity, as we have done so far, and I know that I will have a determined and resolute partner here in you.
In early May, Germany delivered a new military aid package to Ukraine. It includes air defense missiles, dozens of armored vehicles, demining equipment, drones and other weaponry, according to the German government. And that new aid military package includes 66 MRIP armored vehicles, ammunition for Leopard 2 tanks, 4 vehicles with kinetic protection systems by Diehl Defense, 38,000 Gepard anti-aircraft rounds, missiles for the Iris-T SLM air defense systems, 3 Zuzana 2-wheeled howitzers, I love the name, 27,155mm artillery shells plus 1,122mm of them, 70 vector reconnaissance drones with spare parts, 10 HF-1 strike UAVs, 10 ground-based unmanned systems, 6 Bergpanzer II armored recovery vehicles with spare parts to them, and 4 Wissent mine-declaring vehicles with spare parts, 2 mine-clearing trailers. The package also includes a lot of small arms, more civilians equipment and other weapons, and in total Germany has already provided or plans to provide shortly around €28 billion in military assistance to Ukraine. A Briton, Chris Garrett, has been killed in Ukraine. A British bomb disposal specialist under call sign Swampy, Chris Garrett was severely injured in an incident near Izium in the east of Ukraine, and then shortly after passed away. From 2014, Chris had spent 3 years helping to clear mines and unexploded ordnance in Crimea. Since the Ukraine war broke out in 2022, he immediately came over, teaching our troops how to mitigate the risks should they find them. Chris Garrett had said that while he himself had cleared mines in the country, he could be put to better use by training other people.
I've been here before. I've had the shelling, I've had the shooting. I've had some pretty close calls in the country. I could go onto the contact line now and clear landmines, but I'm just one person. Chris Garrett, British EOD specialist.
Well, no. Chris Garrett ended up in not being just one person, as he taught many how to stay alive. Some might argue that he himself did not, and why would he go to Ukraine while it is not his country after all? Well, I believe Chris Garrett gave his life not so much for the country, but way more for what he considered to be of utter importance and core human value: freedom. And this is why he was not alone back then, nor is he now, wherever he is, being missed and remembered by his Ukrainian brothers and sisters who continue his fight against dictatorship and authoritarianism for him. So, from the bottom of my and 40 million Ukrainian hearts, thank you for your service, Mr. Garrett. That was it for tonight. I'm Henry Keane and we are UATV English. Thank you so very much for your time. We appreciate it a lot. Please like, share and comment. Let's debunk Russian lies together, shall we? It was News Pulse. See you in the next beat.